Many thanks for joining us on the newsroom. I am Annetta Felix. The early morning downpour in Lagos State has resulted in flooding across major parts of Lagos. And again, residents of Akobi Crescent in Surulere area are in the face of it, as is the particular situation with that area when there's a downpour. Waste such as food packs and plastic bottles from a nearby canal takes over the streets, preventing any form of human or vehicular movement. Residents also suffer damages to their properties as the water makes its way into their houses. They're now appealing to the government to look into the situation.
We've been experiencing this for a long period of time. And before my arrival here, we were even made to believe that Fashola is regular here, always coming here to pack the canal. And then there was no problem of this kind. But since the coming back of the coming of the new government, we have never been experiencing any sanitation here. So it's been very difficult. Anytime there is rain, we have all this lot of mess. And the last time, it was because of these people's, let me say, that they posted this to the social media. That was why we saw them came here, and they also they see the way we are experiencing the difficulties here, and they have been doing it. But we can never have a lasting solution to this, because what they have been doing is the waterway that leads to this our area. They have been doing that through the canal, but the waterway that leads the water away from this society is what is causing the problem. So from that junction to route, if it is not done, no, there is no solution to this problem. The only lasting solution is that from this junction through to that route area. But if that is not done, we continue to experiencing this kind of problem in this area again.
The United Nations General Assembly has elected Nigeria, along with 17 other countries, into the Economic and Social Council of the UN. On Wednesday in New York, the UNGA elected the new Economic and Social Council members to serve for 3 years with immediate effect, with effects from January 1st, 2021. This will be Nigeria's third time of serving on the important council since 2012. Other elected African countries are Madagascar, Liberia, Libya, and Zimbabwe. Others are Indonesia, Japan, and Solomon Islands to represent Asia and Pacific Islands, as well as Bulgaria for the Eastern European group. President Muhammadu Buhari is presently in a meeting with the service chiefs. The meeting is ongoing at the council chambers in the presidential villa in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. The service chiefs, led by Chief of Defense Staff General Abayomi Olunsaki, arrived at the seat of power at about 8:50 a.m. and proceeded to the council chambers. President Buhari joined the service chiefs about 10 minutes later, and the meeting immediately went into a closed-door session. Suspended National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Adams Oshiomhole, says he has accepted the judgment of the Court of Appeal, which affirmed his suspension in good faith. The embattled APC leader said this to newsmen, adding that he was consulting with his legal team on his next line of action. Recall that the APC National Working Committee had named Abiola Ajimobi as the acting national chairman after the Court of Appeal in Abuja upheld the suspension of Oshiomhole by a Federal Capital Territory High Court. In a unanimous judgment of a three-man panel led by Justice Eunice Onyemanam, the appellate court dismissed Oshiomole's appeal for lacking in merit. And still in Edo State, the National Working Committee of the All Progressives Congress has announced a 7-man election committee to conduct the June 22nd Edo State APC governorship primary. Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma has been named as chairman of the committee, while Senator Ajibola Bashiru has been named secretary. National Vice Chairman South Hilliard Etta announced this at the party secretariat in Abuja on Wednesday. Senator Abiola Ajimobi was named as APC National Chairman to replace Adams Oshiomhole, who was suspended on Tuesday. The Joint Admissions and Matriculations Board JAMB has announced the states of origin of candidates with the top 10 best results in the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination (UTME). The candidates are from Anambra, Edo, Delta, Ekiti, Ondo, Akwa Ibom, Kwara, Oyo, and Ogun State. Incidentally, all the candidates applied to study engineering. The candidate with the highest UTME score in Nigeria is Maduafokwa Agnes from Anambra State, who scored 365 over 400. We'll take a break here and bring you up to speed the latest on COVID-19 across the world. Do stay with us.
Corruption not in my country.
Give him his shoes somewhere here, his phone and everything.
Don't do like that today, no.
Thank you. So, bye-bye. Hey,
Why do you
Oga, where do you think you are going? Go.
You never shake body.
Eh?
You never shake body.
Shake body, see?
Eh? You never shake body.
Eh?
You never shake body.
I don't get combo for my body.
You go take for here. Sit down there.
Down. Akoma,
What's this man still doing here?
They say I do shake body. I shake body, I shake body. They say I do this. And I say I don't get color.
You are asking for money.
sorry, ma.
Asking for money to bail a suspect is an act of corruption. Both of you will be punished. Corruption is not allowed within the force. Remember,
Police is your friend. Giving and taking bribe is wrong.
corruption not in my country.
Stop corruption now.
Corruption not in my country.
On Wednesday, Nigeria recorded 587 new cases of COVID-19, pushing the nation's total infections towards the 18,000 mark. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, in a tweet stated that the country has now confirmed at least 17,735 cases of the novel coronavirus, with 469 deaths and 5,967 recovered patients. Nigeria is currently in the second phase of easing its lockdown restrictions, with worship centers expected to restart in certain states. President Muhammadu Buhari has lauded the efforts of the World Health Organization for its support to vulnerable countries in the fight against COVID-19. The president gave this remark while participating at the extraordinary China-Africa Summit on solidarity against COVID-19 on Wednesday. The meeting was chaired by Chinese President Xi Jinping and was held via video conference.
The COVID-19 outbreak is a clear wake-up call for all of humanity. The health systems of many nations have been severely tested by the outbreak of this disease that most resorted to unprecedented executive measures of closing borders and locking down cities to restrict movements and commerce. The immediate socio-economic disruptions have been hard to cope with for many, and others suffered devastating effects. As we face a common pervasive and invisible enemy, it is important that we all remain united to save our shared humanity, because this virus knows no borders. The fight against a global pandemic that continues to take so many lives, threaten livelihoods, and challenging the very fabric of societies requires enhanced cooperation and worldwide solidarity. I therefore commend the United Nations Secretary General, His Excellency Antonio Guterres, for launching a COVID-19 response and recovery fund for low and middle-income countries to tackle the health emergency, address social and economic consequences of the crisis, and strengthen the recovery efforts of most vulnerable countries. I also commend the World Health Organization and its leadership, for whose advice Nigeria was able to take measures and enlighten its people on steps to take to avoid contracting and spreading the virus. Oyo
State has recorded 56 new cases of the novel coronavirus. The state governor, Seyi Makinde, made the confirmation on Thursday via a series of posts on his verified Twitter handle. He explains that with the 56 new cases, the state now has a total of 661 confirmed cases of COVID-19. He added that the total number, the cases were reported in 13 local government areas of Oyo, with Saki West local government area recording 14, which is the highest figure. Governor Makinde, who doubles as the chairman of the state COVID-19 task force, revealed in another tweet that the state has recorded one more death from COVID-19, taking the COVID-19 death toll in Oyo to 9. And in Abia State, the Interministerial Committee on COVID-19 has sealed off a church in Aba over non-compliance with COVID-19 protocols. The committee equally arrested the presiding pastor of the church for prosecution. Addressing Aba residents and members of the church during an inspection in Aba, the chairman, Abia State Interministerial Committee on COVID-19, and Secretary to the state government, Chris Ezem, warned that the state will no longer tolerate any breach of COVID-19 protocol. Kazakhstan's 79-year-old former president and official leader of the nation, Nursultan Nazarbayev, has tested positive for the COVID-19. A statement on the official website said the first president of Kazakhstan is in self-isolation and that the last test for the coronavirus infection showed a positive result. Nazarbayev, who turns 80 next month, served as Kazakhstan president for close to 3 decades before handing the reins over to his hand-picked successor last year. We'll take a break here and we'll be right back. To stay with us. Burundi's newly elected president, Evariste Ndayishimiye, is being sworn in Burundi after the sudden death of his predecessor, who left him and his isolated nation in political and economic turmoil. Ndayishimiye was elected in May in a vote disputed by the opposition and was meant to take office in August. However, the inauguration was sped up after his predecessor, Pierre Nkurunziza's shock death. Chelsea has completed the signing of RB Leipzig forward Timo Werner. The German international signed a 5-year deal at Stamford Bridge and becomes Chelsea's second signing of the summer. Chelsea agreed to pay €50 million to trigger the release clause for Werner, who's set to earn more than €10 million per season in England. Werner has made a total of 157 appearances, scoring 93 goals and making 40 assists, developing into one of Europe's most coveted forwards. And that's the update around the world of the newsroom. Do join us again for more stories. Thank you for watching.